What is up, fellow peeps? Cadian here. This month, 51 years ago, the first Kamen Rider series started, and in the many years since then we have gotten a lot of incredible forms. So in today's video, I'll be showing off my top 10 favourite Kamen Rider forms. This isn't my first Kamen Rider ranking. Back in December, I ranked Revice's first 10 genomes, so go check that out if you wanna. I'll mainly be talking about the design of each form, but I may talk about other aspects of each of them too. It goes without saying that this list will be based on my opinions and have spoilers for some Kamen Rider series. So if you don't want to be spoiled, I suggest you leave now or watch, but just be aware. With all that being said, be sure to leave your rankings in the comments below, like, subscribe and share this video, and now let's get started. In 10th place, gathering round, is Kamen Rider Rampage Vulcan. Vulcan has some great forms. At this time last year, Assault Wolf was in this position, but I've grown to like Rampage Vulcan a lot more, so now it's in my top 10. I don't actually mind Vulcan taking the All Powers final form rather than the primary rider, as Rampage looks really cool. Vulcan's asymmetry is at its best in this form. The blue and gold design on the left is really good, and the right side's rider models are a great touch. And I love how the helmet's right side has all the colours of the progress keys that make it up. Its finishes are all great too, utilising the key's powers in power, speed, and element based attacks, and also an all power attack. Speaking of which, the Rampage Gatling key itself is cool. I like the clear blue and gold with the bullet ring activator, especially the metallic gold wolf head on the main part of the key. My favourite part of this key though is the inside of it, with all the rider models of the keys that make it up, in their respective colours and arranged into Rampage's power, speed, element and all categorizations. Cheetah, Falcon and Hornet at the top for speed, Mammoth, Kong and Shark in the middle for power, Scorpion, Bear and Tiger at the bottom for element, and Wolf at the back for all. Evolving into 9th place is Kamen Rider Evol Cobra form. As soon as I saw this form make its debut, I really loved it. Its sheer power, the evil as heck sounding jingle, which I love. The colours and the intricate design, Evol's base form is incredibly awesome and a great one for the final boss of my favourite series of Heisei Kamen Rider. Oh, and the Evol driver, one of my favourite drivers of all time. What a great design. Revolving into 8th place is another form of Evol, Evol Black Hole. Evol's final form is also really cool, even more incredibly powerful than Evol Cobra, and another evilly awesome jingle. I can't talk about Evol Black Hole without talking about his transformation, for which he literally disappears for a moment. Now that is really cool. I know some people have said this form would look better if it were entirely black and white rather than just the shoulders, chest and head, but personally I think it wouldn't look as good. It carries over enough from base Evol while still changing enough to be a great form. Arc rising into 7th place is Kamen Rider Ark-Zero, another form from 01 being the Ark's Rider form. Ark-Zero has a great design, the incomplete looking design resembling 01 and the cables coming out of the armour is an excellent idea for the Ark. I especially love that helmet, the red eye being like the satellite, the antenna, the side horn and the mouthplate resembling jagged teeth is really great. In 6th place is the form that gave Ark-Zero their first defeat, Kamen Rider 02. Reiwa's first primary final form, and it had such an amazing debut. The evolution of 01 thanks to the combined efforts of Aruto and Izu. 02's sleek design is cool as heck. Its power to outpredict even the Ark is incredible, and those gloves. Those Iron Man-like gloves are super neat. I love that last bit of its jingle. And easily getting to use the form in real time was such a great idea. Last couple things, the driver and progress key on their own are some of my favourites. The fully open driver is neat, but the key sticks out a little too far out of the driver for my liking. Not a massive problem though. Now entering the top 5, singurizing into 5th place is Kamen Rider Ark-One. Yet another 01 form, and this is the last one from that series for the list though. I had a bit of a hard time placing this in 02, but this one places slightly higher for that little arc that Naruto went through while having this form. My god, that was so well done. As for the form itself, it works well as an evolution of Ark-Zero. It being sleeker makes a lot of sense, being an archified version of Rising Hopper while still being its own thing. I love that chest design, the gauntlets, the helmet keeping that arc eye, and once again, that awesome evil sounding jingle.
Conclusion 1.
The form's progress key has a neat design as well, very fitting for the arc, and I like it's got the form's face on it. The opened up arc driver in this form looks great too. Sleek as heck, and that black, white and red combination looks amazing. In 4th place is the galactic invincible muscle guy, Kamen Rider Evol. This is the only movie exclusive form on the list, and for it I must make a confession. I haven't actually seen Build New World Cross, though I have seen clips of this form in action. That being said, I love Evol, combining two of my favourite suits, Cross and Evol Black Hole. This form couldn't look any better than it already does. The colours, the cloak, the chest, the spikes, that helmet, I absolutely adore this form. Oh, and the standby jingle is so damn good. This is without a doubt my favourite form from Kamen Rider Build. In 3rd place is the strongest golden gamer, Kamen Rider X8 Muteki Gamer. This was the first form in Kamen Rider that I declared as my favourite, and while not number 1 anymore, I still find it such an amazing, awesome form. The transformation with the shooting stars creating the form's gold armour is really neat, and all of it with the orange highlights, the stripes representing the previous forms, and the rainbow eyes are all great. Invincibility is one of my favourite superpowers, and I love how that's this form's whole thing besides its incredible speed. Heck, Muteki literally means invincible in Japanese. I like the gashat too, being an extension for the Maximum Mighty X gashat, and the silhouette inside it when it's open is rather neat. This form has one of the best jingles in Tokusatsu too. It's practically a song, and I love it and this form so damn much. The runner-up in 2nd place is the birth of a new king, Kamen Rider Ark-Zero. This was the form that took the top spot from Muteki Gamer, until another form took its place 9 weeks later. Seeing Ark-Zero's transformation for the first time was so hype. The golden clock tower and the rider statues coming out of the ground and derusting before they combine onto Zero and create this form. All that golden armor with all those rider statues are so damn good. Such a fitting final form for the final main Heisei Kamen Rider. It's really damn powerful too. Being able to summon any previous main Heisei Rider in any of their forms with any of their weapons. I love that sort of ability. I love the ride watch for this form too. I love how it's got all the previous main riders' faces surrounding Ark-Zero at the center. It's got some good standby. Let's hear it.
Wake up, Kamen Rider Micro
And I know I said Muteki Gamer had one of the best jingles in Toku, but this one absolutely does too. Hit it! Listing off all of the Heisei riders and ending with a rejoice. It's such a grand time. But there's just one form in rider I like more than Grand Geo. But before I move on to the top spot, I have an honourable mention for this list. A form that didn't quite make it into my top 10 for whatever reason. And my honourable mention is Kamen Rider Cross Saber. For being a primary final form that's a repaint of the base form, this is an incredibly good looking one. The space and starry pattern on the body is beautiful. The cross saber itself is definitely my favourite sword weapon in Kamen Rider, and the sword horn on the form's got some great detail as well. Cross's sword summoning ability is pretty damn neat, and the form's standby sound and jingle are both amazing. Finally, in first place, my favourite form in all of Kamen Rider is Kamen Rider Ohma, the King of Time himself. Throughout watching most of Kamen Rider Geo, I thought Ohma was a cool form, but not among my favourites. That is, until the final episodes of the series aired, when modern Sogo rose to his destiny and became Ohma, declaring his incredible power as that of all riders, annihilating previous final bosses before finally ending Swartz. Ohma is insanely powerful, easily the strongest rider ever, and he's got a great looking suit to boot. That black, gold, red, regal design is perfectly befitting of this Demon King. Now when Sogo became Ohma, that transformation was massive, and in my opinion, one of the hypest moments in Kamen Rider. I don't want to get copyright struck by Toei, so I'll just play the form's rather solid jingle. And for all the reasons I've stated, Ohma is my favourite form in all of Kamen Rider. So that was my top 10 forms in all of Kamen Rider. I hope you all enjoyed that. If you all couldn't tell with my top 3, I really like the colour gold and all rider forms. As I said in the intro, leave y'all's rankings down in the comments below, like, subscribe and share this video, and I'll see your valid peeps next time when I'll be doing the same but for Super Sentai.